Hey team, so this is a deep dive into thyroid for hair loss, because I know that this is often what I see is that thyroid is something that is not diagnosed in PCOS women a lot because the symptoms are very similar to PCOS, but actually let's kind of wind back to what your thyroid is. So your thyroid is a gland that sits here, and it is your main controller of your metabolism actually. So if you think about your thyroid as a revving car engine, if it revs higher, your metabolism will be higher. If it revs lower, it'll be lower. Okay, so that's why, when we're talking about thyroid in PCOS, it's often an underactive thyroid, it's revving lower. And so your thyroid hormone is not just your main controller of metabolism, i.e. how many calories you're burning. If it's revving lower, it's burning lower calories. But also, every cell in your body has like a key that your thyroid fits into like a lock, okay? So like a lock and key, or the other way around. So a lock and the thyroid hormone is like a key. So what happens is that every cell, I mean your ovaries, I mean your hair, I mean your intestines, everything. And so that's why the symptoms of a thyroid condition can be so wide-ranging. So in PCOS, thyroid condition can actually be a cause of your high testosterone as well. And this is one that's often diagnosed. As per the criteria for the PCOS diagnosis, a thyroid condition should actually be ruled out when you get diagnosed with PCOS. But that never happened to me, and it certainly doesn't happen to most of my patients that I see. The other thing is that the reference range levels for a thyroid condition are way too high in the medical field, and new research is coming out again and again to show that they should be lowered down, and so this is why it's often missed as well. So I've written a huge article about this, again one of those big daddy articles that I tend to write that are probably confuse the hell out of you, but you can see a lot of the reference ranges there that I put in there for what I think we should be, based on the research that I'm seeing, what that reference range for thyroid should be. So, for example, thyroid stimulating hormone, which is TSH, the one that they would normally measure, the medical reference range will say anything up to 5 is normal. We're seeing in the literature and the latest scientific evidence that it should be anything over 2 we should look into more carefully. So even if you've had, say, your thyroid hormone tested and it's come back normal, I would say look again. Okay, have a look in that thyroid article that I give you. Have a look at what I say in there as what the reference ranges that I would use are, and then have a look into what your test results were, and maybe go and get that tested again, especially if your hair loss is all over. So the reason it's connected so much to hair loss is because, as I said, every cell in your body has a receptor for thyroid, and that includes your hair. So what I'd be looking for there is a hair loss that's mostly kind of uniform all over, rather than, say, just behind the hairline or in the crown, which is more due to the high testosterone in PCOS. So if you've got that all over, go ahead and go and get your thyroid tested, especially if one of your other symptoms is that you feel cold all the time or you have cold hands and feet. So if you've got either of those symptoms, then go have a read of that article, have a look back through your thyroid test, or if you haven't ever had any tests before, go and get them tested and see if you do. I hope that helps understand more about the connection with thyroid, but especially at thyroid and hair loss, but especially just why you may have been told your thyroid's normal when actually it might not be.